This is the Christmas bounce. Okay. Yeah. Come on. Here we go. This is the Christmas bounce. Okay. Yeah. Come on. Here we go.
Welcome to Midweek. My name is Maylee, and I'm here with my friend Nate. Hi, Nate.
Thanks, Maylee. You know, back in November, we didn't expect to be coming to you virtually, but even though we're physically distant, we're still spiritually together.
We are so glad that you are here for this online experience. We have a fun night in store, so don't tune out early or you will miss something. We've got a lot of worship, we've got games, we've got an awesome discussion, and we're getting into God's Word. Even though we're online, we are still finding community and connection. So be sure to comment and say hello while you watch, and maybe you'll even make some new friends.
Yeah, we want to hear from you. We also want to let you know about some of the really cool stuff happening with CPC students. We really are better together. So if you feel isolated during this time, I hope that this online experience will encourage you. I think Pastor Joseph has a couple of things to say and a couple of special guests in the house that are about to play in a game. Let's check it out.
Hey everybody, welcome to our game for Midweek Online. You're toasted. Tonight I've got Megan and Helena, and they're ready to play this game together. Let me explain it for their benefit and for yours. What you'll see in front of you is what we're going to call toast toppings. Now you might say, that's not toppings that I would use on toast, and you would be correct. But these ladies are going to use them for toast toppings. But here's the game. I'm going to give them a category. Let's say it's forest animals. So they're going to go head to head, naming off as many forest animals as possible, back and forth, while I drop in a piece of toast. And that acts as our timer. And once the timer goes off, pop, you're toasted. And so whoever it lands on has to choose from one of our wonderful delights, and we're going to cover that thing, and they're going to have to eat it. And they have to do a minimum of 3 bites of each piece of toast. The first one to lose 3 times is the loser, and the winner wins a great prize. So I cannot wait to see who wins. And let's get started. So girls, are you ready? Oh, that didn't sound real confident. I need a yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready to eat some toast?
Yeah.
Do you like toast?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay. All right, we're going somewhere. All right. Let me get this and let me get my list of categories. You know, it is Christmas time, and while I get my categories out, all right? It is Christmas time. And I think the first category has to be Christmas songs.
Who's first? Yeah.
All right, we'll play paper, rock, scissors for first. Oh. Oh, all right. You want to go first or defer to Helena?
I'll go first.
All right. So Megan's going to go first. Once the toast drops, Christmas songs. Now, if you name the same Christmas song as the other person named, it stays on you until you come up with a new Christmas song.
Okay.
All right? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Carol of the Bells.
Baby, please come home.
Deck the Halls.
Jingle bells.
Hark the Herald.
Oh, that was not a complete song.
Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
There we go.
My gosh.
Uh-oh. The toast is toasting.
Wait, my mind blanked on
Getting warm.
Jingle Bell Rock.
Frosty the Snowman.
Oh my gosh. I'm so bad at this.
Uh-oh.
I don't do good under pressure.
Oh, that's not good for your toasted.
No, it's not. Oh my gosh.
You have longer than you think,
No,
but
I don't
it's running
know.
out. We're looking for Christmas songs.
I know. I do. I know the lyrics of songs, but I can't think of the names.
Usually the name is in the lyric.
Sleigh Bell Ring. That's not a song.
No, that's not a song.
No.
Continue to try.
Walking in a Winter Wonderland.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Stop.
Some of us are more Grinchy than others.
I'm trying to think of Michael Bublé songs. I thought I'd be better at this.
I'm just going through my Christmas playlist.
Oh, yeah. Spotify.
Yeah,
is
I have
your
it in my
friend.
head, but I can't think of the songs.
Can't think. Oh, and there's the toast. If you can't think of a song, maybe you should have been thinking of a topping you might use for your toast.
Well, I already got that, so we're good.
So what topping will you have for your toast?
I'll do butter, because that's the most...
Country crock butter. We have our COVID-friendly self-wrapped. Alrighty.
I'm not hungry.
I'm not too thirsty.
All right. All right.
You kept looking at me. I was like, I'm
I was really hoping you would be nice and tell me something.
I thought about it and I was like, well, I can't see the timer.
All right, Megan, your first toast.
Okay.
At least 3 bites?
Dude, the toast came out.
That toast can be scary.
Look at
So now the country crock butter is no longer in play. So I'm going to sit it to the side. How does it feel to be your toasted?
I mean, it's kind of good.
It's kind of good.
So
Let me
now-
check my next category. What do we want to go with? We'll make it a little more friendly for Megan, I think, than this one.
Please.
If she's paid attention in school at all in her life, she'll do better at this category. Which Christmas songs? You rock the Christmas songs.
Thank you.
All right. All right, was that 3 bites?
Yeah, that was
We're good to
4.
move on. We're good to move on. You don't have to eat the whole toast.
Okay.
There we go. All right. 3 bites at a minimum. All right. Let me get another toasty, pre-toasted bread. All right. Your next category, ladies. U.S. states.
Ooh, okay. You're going first.
Alabama,
You're going. You lost.
Alaska,
Arizona,
Arkansas,
California,
Colorado, Virginia,
Delaware,
Florida,
Georgia,
Hawaii,
Idaho,
Indiana,
Illinois,
Alaska. I said that.
Oh.
New Hampshire,
Iowa.
Nope, that was
Kentucky,
said.
It was.
She said Iowa.
Kansas,
Kentucky,
Louisiana,
New York,
Maine,
North Carolina,
Maryland,
Massachusetts,
Michigan,
Mississippi,
Minnesota,
Long Island,
Missouri,
Nebraska,
Montana,
Nevada.
New Hampshire,
I already said that.
New Jersey,
New Mexico.
New York,
I already said that.
Yep.
North Carolina,
North Dakota.
Ohio,
West Virginia.
Oklahoma,
Florida.
Oregon,
Yeah.
California.
Pennsylvania,
Ooh.
Washington.
Rhode Island,
Tennessee.
Texas,
Oh.
Georgia.
Georgia has not been said.
South Carolina,
North Carolina.
South Dakota,
That, North Carolina was already said.
I said that. Okay. Indiana.
Oh, here we go. All right,
I said
Elena.
Indiana as it falls.
Let me get one of our knives. Which condiment would you prefer?
I'll take this out.
Sap-
No, I thought there was something else. I'll take this out.
Grape jelly, okay. People, we almost saw sour cream go before grape jelly. I just want everybody to know that. Oh, it's never been opened. I should have known that.
that song going.
All right.
Yeah, I had this song going, but then I like blanked because we went out of order.
Oh, get a good hunk of jelly. There you go. All right, let's spread it. I'm not a jelly spreader, by the way. When I do jelly on things, I just eat the glob.
You're doing a good job.
I just eat the glob. All right. Take you at least 3 bites. If you love it, take more.
I ate lunch.
All right. By the way, you never mentioned the Dakotas.
I said
South Dakota.
South Dakota,
I mean,
North
North
Dakota.
Dakota. I
Oh,
said North
did you?
Dakota.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You guys were near the end of the states.
I know. Had to
I
restart.
said Indiana as it popped.
Did you guys name California? I can't
I did.
remember. Okay. All
We
right.
went through that whole song.
We were
I
trying
know
to
that you
went
started
through,
with the song until she went Virginia
Yeah, I
a little
know.
early, and it threw you guys all the way off.
I couldn't remember what the next one was, and I'm from Virginia, so I was like, I know that.
Yeah.
We do have a studio audience here. I will just say, in case you hear them, here they are. Everybody give a wave and a shout. Yay, studio audience! All right. You'll see all of these guys at some point during Midweek Online. All right, was that 3 bites? Good job, girls. Good job. All right, so that's 1-1. It's the first one to lose 3 times is out. So we have no more tasty, what I would consider tasty on toast condiments. All of these are tasty in their own right. Are you a ranch fan, either of you? Okay, I am not a ranch fan, but here we are.
Sour cream.
All right, the next piece of toast and your next category. Disney princesses. Go.
Aladdin.
Tiana.
Wait,
Aladdin is not a princess.
Jasmine.
Belle.
Who?
Aurora.
Okay.
Cinderella.
Sleeping Beauty. So that's Aurora. Snow White.
Mulan.
Give me a second. Anna.
Tiana.
I said her.
She said
Pocahontas.
Tiana.
Pocahontas.
That's what I was thinking. Elsa.
Ooh. What's that girl in Hercules?
Ooh.
I can't think of her name though.
I'm not gonna tell you.
I don't want to lose again.
No, you do not want to lose at this
No,
point.
I really don't want to.
I know of at least 3 that have not been named.
Belle, Cinderella. Moana.
Rapunzel.
Ooh. The toast is burning. The toast is burning. It's not. It's getting perfectly toasted.
Isn't it Aphrodite in Hercules, or is that something?
No, it is
I'm
not.
thinking of something else.
Greek goddess.
Oh, Megan! All right.
Wait, no, I said that.
Oh, you said Belle?
Princess Leia was never said.
That doesn't even count.
She
wasn't Disney
she was
originally.
inaugurated into the Disney princess world. I'm just saying.
Okay, well,
All right, everybody, comment if Princess Leia is or is not a Disney princess. Right now, we need to know.
not a Disney
All right,
princess.
choose your condiment. No more him hawing around. No more beating around the bush. Choose your condiment.
I'll say hot sauce.
Hot sauce? All right. I don't know if I even need this.
That's so
All
nice.
right, let's give it a good shake just to make sure it's not
gonna do that.
separated or anything like that. All right. Are you a hot fan?
It
hot-
hurts
a
my
fan-
stomach a little bit, but
Oh
I
no,
don't mind
I
it.
like hot sauce. Why do you have
It doesn't.
to? Oh, that's
That's a lot.
I could probably.
Well, it's toast. Oh, it's getting on me. Oh. Now I need my
It's
spreader.
on this.
That's all right. It's all right. That's why we have
It's
the
like a
spreader.
puddle of hot sauce.
I thought it would soak in a little bit better, but toast,
Ew, that looks so soggy.
it's going to be pretty bad. All right.
Okay.
That's the world's smallest bite.
You look so upset.
But you guys are going to get even more upset, I promise.
There's nothing.
I don't know what to do with this hot sauce, so there we go.
Does it have to be wood?
You have to be heavy then.
Does that have to
That
be
was my
what?
3 bites.
No, it's got to be a hot sauce bite. Was that 3?
That was
Good
3.
Good job. We're all proud of you, Megan. All right, we've got some napkins, so let me dodge over here. All right, ladies. You ready for your next category?
Yeah.
The next piece of toast. All right, so it's 2-1. Megan, you do not want to lose another one.
I really don't.
And it's going to get even harder because you just ate a whole bunch of hot sauce. Okay, I'm going to switch over sides. All right. Your next category is books of the Bible.
Genesis.
Exodus,
John.
Leviticus.
Why is my mind here?
Oh, the pressure.
Ecclesians.
Numbers.
No, hold on. We have Ecclesians, which is a combination of a couple of books. Let's get it right.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Job.
Numbers.
Peter. No, that's not.
Yes?
Yes, it is.
Deuteronomy.
Well, I will count Peter as First Peter.
Okay. Deuteronomy.
Literally, I know these.
I just saw when I was little.
It's got to be added pressure in front of your pastor.
Yeah, it is.
Start commenting at home the books of the Bible as fast as you can. See if you can beat these girls.
I know some, but I'm second guessing myself.
Just say it. Where's that have Luke? Luke? Yeah. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua.
Toast is burning.
No, I know them. That's so embarrassing because I know them.
We believe you. We just want to hear it. And the toast has popped. That's 3 times for Megan. What condiment it will be your final blow?
Cocktail sauce.
Cocktail sauce. Okay. All right.
My mouth is still on fire.
This is not going to help.
No, it's not.
You could have went with the ranch or the sour cream, which would have.
Don't like any of them.
All right. This is going to be. Whoa. Oh. Okay. Okay. That came out quickly, and all at one time. Megan. Accept defeat.
That is the smallest part.
Helena, any words you want to say to Megan? Any words of encouragement to the loser
Don't
here?
even say anything.
At least you had Duncan earlier.
At least you had Dunkin' Donuts earlier.
Yeah, I'm not feeling anymore.
Megan, what do you want to say to everybody watching right now? They just saw that
I'm embarrassed.
dazzling.
I'm so embarrassed. That's my 3 bites.
I only saw 2. Give us a big one. Give us a big bite and just tell everybody how yummy it is. Give it up for them. Give them some likes and some hearts and share this thing with everybody you know. Studio audience is loving it. Thank you, girls, for playing You're Toasted. I'm going to throw it back to Nate and Maylee. We'll see you guys in just a little bit.
Wow, that was awesome. Thanks, Megan and Helena. You guys are great sports.
Now that we have your attention, we want to remind you that it is Christmas time. This is a season of hope and joy. Not Christmas presents, not holiday traditions, but the gift of God sending his son Jesus to save us.
This is reminding us for the reason for the season. Welcome, Pastor Shannon.
Hey guys, what I love so much about this season is the opportunity for us to focus in, to dial in on worshiping that moment and celebrating the moment that God put on skin and walked among us. I'm going to invite you now to sing a song where we really just encourage one another to worship King Jesus. Part of the song I'm going to sing at the very, very front end because it's a newer part, and invite you guys to join me there. And then we'll go into the part that you're really familiar with. And I just encourage you, as the song becomes real to you today, that you would lift your voices, even lift your hands wherever you are, and respond to him. Here we go. Come, let us sing. Oh, come, let us sing. Join in with the angels. The holy chorus rings. Come, let us sing. Come, let us sing. All creation offers all praises to the King. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him, Christ the Lord. Sing choirs of angels. Sing choirs of angels. Sing in exaltation. Oh, sing, all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God. Glory in the highest. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him, Christ, Christ the Lord. Let's sing that bridge again. Oh, come, let us sing. Come, let us sing. Join in with the angels. The holy chorus rings. Come, let us sing. Come, let us sing. All creation offers all praises to the King. Yea, Lord, we greet Thee, born this happy morning. Jesus, to Thee be all glory given. Word of the Father, now in flesh appearing. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him, Christ the Lord. Sing those words out one more time. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him. Oh, come, let us adore Him, Christ the Lord.
Thank you, Pastor Shannon. That was great.
Yep, and now we have a really special moment. Maylee and I are both influencers here at Crosspoint Church, which means we're a team of leaders and CPC students, and we're all getting better at making a difference in the world around us right now.
Yeah, and now Pastor Joseph is sitting down with Nate and a couple of other of our influencers to talk about some spiritual stuff. You do not want to miss this. Check it out!
Hey everybody, this is a very special midweek online because it's not just me preaching a message. I've brought along some friends. And so I've got Caroline and Kara and Nate with me tonight, and we are excited to talk about life and spiritual things, and we're sort of going to get into 2020 and what that was like and what we're thinking about and praying for going forward into 2021, because we're not even sure what that looks like. It's been wild, and we have not loved being virtual and socially distanced and all that, but we're trying to make it work, and we're thankful that you're leaning in with us tonight. Make sure to say hello in the comments, and we want to engage with you in a virtual way if we can. We think community is so important, and so thank you for being here with us. I'm going to just go ahead and start with Nate. And Nate, if you don't know Nate, Nate, tell us just a couple of sentences about who you are and give us one of your top interests in life. Like, what do you do? Do you have an organization you're a part of at school or anything like that? Just let us know.
Yeah, I run for Bob Jones High School, and I also do theater for Bob Jones. And right now it's finals week, so I'm actually not doing either of those, just studying right now. But I've been running since I was in 7th grade and acting since I was in 5th grade. So those are two things I mainly like to do.
All All right. And Kara, kind of the same question, Kara. Like, what are you sort of into? What is your hobby when you're not sitting on the couch talking to me about the Bible?
My name's Kara. I go to James Clemens High School. I'm a senior. I also do theater, and I love writing, and just anything creative is really what I'm interested in. And I'm applying to colleges and getting ready for all that. So it's been busy, but it's been exciting. And
Yeah, you're the senior leader on our couch. And so we're thankful to have you. Caroline, tell us the same thing about you. Just give us kind of a one sentence. Who are you, and are you involved in anything that you love?
I'm Caroline. I'm in the band program and choir program at JC. I really love photography as well. So, yeah.
Awesome. So I just kind of want to open this conversation up, and this is sort of how we're going to do this. I'm going to throw out one of our questions, and we're just going to see what you guys have thoughts, because I guarantee that if you're thinking it and you're going through it, someone out there is as well. So that's kind of what the whole goal is, to know that we're all in this together, that we are a family here at Cross Point. So just kind of throwing this out for whoever wants to jump on it first. But 2020 being such a weird year, was there any specific like plan or goal that you had going into 2020 that didn't pan out the way you thought it would?
I'm not sure about a specific goal I had, but, just to make improvements in life, obviously, to become closer to God and, keep my grades up and stuff. And those goals definitely changed throughout the course of the year as it got crazier and crazier. And I think that one of the main things that affected that was the social aspect being taken away. Because, I love to be around people, but with the pandemic, obviously, that was taken away, and that takes a hit on everything. Obviously, not being able to go to church as much and being able to go to school. So, everything took a hit, really. Every goal you might have had. Sure.
Yeah, I was going to say stuff like that too, and just also like all the plans that you made like way before the year, like prom, homecoming, concerts, even like summer camp for like beach camp for church, like that didn't happen. And it's kind of disheartening when you think about all the things you could have done, but you know that obviously when you grow in God, and it's better to grow alone if you can't grow with other people.
Yeah. Along with that, Nate, you said one of the biggest examples of what you were missing is the social aspect of hanging with your guys all the time. I know, like, Nate, your house is like the pool party house. And so we always host student pool parties at your house. And like when we're not at your house, everybody else in the community is at your house. So yeah, that was not my fault. We're not going to bring that up. Okay?
Right, gotcha.
This is a safe place.
This is a safe place.
So for 2020, all right, goals, plans, things like that didn't work out, especially for you seniors. You mentioned prom, and I forgot about prom. I forgot about homecoming, things like that. And so I remember that was wild for the senior class. Like, this happened back in the spring of the last senior class, and it's still affecting you guys now. And we were planning on going to Passion Camp, and I was so stoked after having them come in for D-Now. And D-Now, which, by the way, just as an aside, we are planning a D-Now. However, it's going to be pushed further into the year when we get out of this kind of flu and COVID season, I guess, if there is a COVID season. But what about 2020 stood out as the one thing that most affected you as a student and as a person? Like, what's one aspect of this past year that stood out as like that affected your goals one way or another, or just your spiritual life?
I would definitely say like the isolation, as like some other people said. Just being isolated, and I guess in quarantine, being isolated and alone just really affected me and basically my spiritual life, because I felt completely alone in that whole quarantine area. And then even when we got back into school, it was still kind of different because, we're still kind of transitioning and we're still like doing virtual as well as in school. And I would definitely just say like the isolation part of quarantine. So, yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's definitely the isolation makes it a lot harder, because usually you'll have a set time 2 times a week on Wednesday and Sunday, sometimes Sunday nights, to like get in church and stuff. And even during the school week, you have school every day, 5 days a week, and it's a lot easier when you have a set schedule like that. But when you have to grow on your own, like they said, it's a lot harder because you have to make sure you find the time to do that when usually you would put aside time for that. Even in school, I mean, online school, you can procrastinate all day and keep it till the end of the week. But I mean, it's a lot harder to make yourself do it, for sure. Yeah.
And then going along with like the isolation comes motivation, because if you don't have someone keeping you motivated, it's hard to do things yourself. So especially I've seen this in myself, I've lost like motivation for school. Like I'll still do it, but it's not as like important to me because it's not right there in front of you, or like motivation to reach out to your friends because they're not right in front of you. So you have to think about them and have to go out of your way. And that's been really hard along with the isolation.
So let's talk about spiritual life then, because you all mentioned sort of your walk with God at some point was affected in one way or another, because you had to either do it alone sometimes, like you say, Carol, like if you can't get together with everybody, you got to figure out how to grow alone, and that's not what we were created for. So we do miss a lot of that when we're isolated. We tried to open up small groups the best we can, like outside, and like then if it rained or if it was too hot or something, we couldn't meet. And there was just lots of things that affected the small groups, and there was one thing after another. So let's talk about your faith during 2020. Do you feel like, whoever wants to jump on this, but do you feel like your faith was strengthened during 2020, or if you sort of went the other way in your faith, like if you sort of backtracked, or just sort of your faith kind of was a little bit weakened a little bit over 2020? What do you think?
For me personally, I think at first it definitely started to weaken because I was like, why are you making this happen? And just kind of like distancing myself, not distancing, but like getting away from him, because I was thinking like, oh, why would my God do this to me when so many good things should be happening right now and just life should just be normal. But then as I grew, it just as COVID increased and as things, I really thought about how is this helping me grow instead of what is this taking away from me? And that kind of helped me, and just leaning on to God and knowing that obviously He has a plan, and that even though it's hard right now with everything going on and you feel isolated, you always have Him and always can turn to the Bible and praying, and that you're just not alone. So I think that definitely helped me grow.
Do you feel like you finally saw a purpose in like what God was doing this year?
Yeah, I mean, I still obviously don't understand what the purpose is, but I know that there has to be a reason.
Sure.
Yeah, I think mine was different from yours, because at the beginning I was motivated to I was like, if I'm going to have time alone to myself, I might as well start a new Bible routine, a new study and stuff. So at first, I mean, my faith overall, it was just really strengthened, and I had a ton of motivation. And then as it just kept going on, and we were just away from other people for so long, it got gradually less and less, and I got less motivated. And then we were able to get back in school and back in church some, and that was good. And then it came back up. But there was definitely a point there in like the midpoint of the year where it was just hard to find motivation, like you said earlier. But I definitely see now that we just have to trust God's plan no matter what.
So, kind of piggybacking off of that question, more specifically, how have you been able to stay faithful in all of this? So, COVID has brought so much death to the world. So many plans were canceled. We've already talked about that. So much disappointment. I hear from one person after another person after another person about how it has negatively affected them. So for you guys, how practical ways that you've been able to stay faithful to God through this all?
I would definitely say like me and Maylee, for example, we both have the Bible plan, and we like to do Bible plans together. So I would definitely say that aspect has really helped me grow my faith. A, to have an accountability partner, and B, just doing a Bible. Like you don't have to be together to, I guess, study the Word. Yeah. But doing Bible plans with each other has actually helped my faith.
That's huge. Nate, give us some practical things you've kind of done.
Well, like the main thing that's fueled my faith this year is definitely prayer. I mean, it's just something that's so so accessible. Accessible. That's the word I'm looking for. Not sure how I lost that, but it's just so accessible because you can do it anytime, anywhere, and that's one of the main things that I focus on prayer a lot because that's something that Jesus gave us at easy access because we don't have to sacrifice anymore because He was the ultimate sacrifice. So it's just prayer is something that it's a powerful tool that we take for granted sometimes, I think. So that's the thing that's really fueled my faith is just anywhere I'm able to pray, no matter what.
Yeah, you've mentioned that several times. When we had our last influencer circle, we were together. Oh, we had to do it on Zoom, but you said that was one key thing that you were trying to do in between studying and all of this virtual learning. You were like, when I get a break, I'm just like, let me reset my mind by praying and sort of, I think about, Romans when it says be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And like, I think that's got to be a key for us. So, Kara, do you have any practical ways that you've stayed faithful in this season? Or has it been sort of hit or miss or what?
I mean, obviously the same things, like getting into your Bible plans and praying, and then also just listening to Christian music whenever you have a chance. It's really honestly helpful, even if you don't like the most popular Christian music, like you don't like the way it sounds. Like there's all kinds of Christian music, not just the ones on the radio or whatever, but...
Yeah, that's, I'm not trying to plug our services at our church or anything, but I'm saying Pastor Shannon does an excellent job of like bringing in some of the old like traditional stuff and breathing some fresh life into it. And, because we all love the Hillsong and the Passion songs and all that kind of stuff, but it's like, man, there's something about just spreading out wide, the spectrum of Christian music out there and the worship. I think what you just said is a key, is like finding a place to worship in your day is so important because it resets your focus from self-centered, like, God, why is this happening to me, to God, what can I do for you? How can I glorify you in this season of my life? That's huge. So let me ask you this. What or who has been the most influential person or aspect of your life as far as your spiritual life goes during 2020?
I'm probably going to have to say my mom because definitely, like I said, when it just like motivation got hard, she was able to keep motivation and she wanted to start like a weekly Bible study with our family. And that definitely helped to bring back when my motivation had gone down, she definitely helped to bring our family into that. So I think she's definitely been like the leading person to help my faith this year for sure.
That's awesome. Now, had that changed from pre-2020?
No. No, it had not.
So she's been an anchor in you.
Yeah, her faith just keeps rolling. I mean, she's raised me as a Christian from birth, and my dad, obviously, but she's very adamant about it, and that's great. Yeah.
What about you guys?
I mean, I would have to say Maylee, probably, because
that's awesome.
She's really even through my journey with mental health over quarantine and stuff, it's been really tough, and I'm able to go to her and tell her all that stuff, and I don't feel judged, and she validates me, even though, so she tells me all the time, like, yeah, you're not alone, like, I understand what you're going through and stuff, so I'm really blessed to have a person like that.
That's true. Yeah, man, that's huge. Yeah.
I don't want to keep repeating what he says, but my mom also, she's amazing. She reads her Bible every morning, and then when I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, she'll just do it, and she just wants to do it, and it's really inspiring when she's like, never has to like make time for it. There's always time for it for her. And
that discipline is, it's hard to get, but once you get it, it's like life-changing.
Yeah.
So what are some recommendations that you guys have for maybe students or anybody out there who might still be struggling and just kind of tripping through this thing called faith? What are some recommendations you might give, some advice you might give in staying faithful in a hard season? Because some people didn't have such a hard season during quarantine. Like the introverts among us loved it. They were like, yeah, time at home by myself, but a lot of people might come into a hard season in 2021 or later in life. What would be some recommendations or advice you might give to somebody to prepare to stay faithful to God during those tough seasons?
think a lot of people like quit when it's hard. So when God's not doing what they want, or they don't think God's doing what they need, or whatever like that, they just a lot of times give up or like abandon their faith, or at least stop it for a little bit. And I've even been guilty of this when I see my friends who are Christians and they seem like they're doing really well. It's kind of hard when you feel like, oh, a good Christian should be doing well, but that's just not true. It's just the fact that you have God as your backbone and you don't have to be doing well all the time. And I think that's really important to remember whenever you're going through a hard time.
It's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
You know, but we have a God who gets us. So that's great.
I would say, like, kind of what Kara said, like, definitely lean on God as well. Like, I know when I'm usually going through a hard time, I'm like, no, I'm gonna struggle on my own, because I don't like going to people when I'm struggling, because I think it makes me look weak. But
I know that feeling.
so I would definitely say, like, lean on God and trust His plan, and also prayer, because prayer, I don't know, for me, at least gives me peace and just rest of, like, the things that I'm going through. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely had those yelling, screaming fights with God in my car. You know,
Same.
like, I've been like, God, I don't understand the situation I'm in. What are you even doing? And that's okay. Like, God can handle that. God's been handling himself since the creation of the universe. So he can handle a little tiny me screaming at him a little bit. Doesn't bother him at all. So that's when we want to wrestle in those seasons. Like, God's all for that, because on the other end of that, we always come out stronger in our relationship with him. I don't know if you've ever had a fight with a friend that ended up like you're better friends now after the fight than before the fight. Now, sometimes that doesn't always work for us, but with God, that's usually how that works out. Is like we can doubt and we can fight and we can like just yell at God, and he is ready to meet us right there. He doesn't run from us. And so that's what's so great about God, is like he's right there ready for whatever we can throw at him. So let me follow that up with this. Like, so as far as scripture, you've all mentioned like Bible reading plans, and like, you know, that's sort of a discipline that you've tried to have in your life as far as reading scripture. What's one for 2020 that you've just been like holding on to this year?
This Isaiah 40:31 has always been like my favorite verse. It's just because the idea, I'll read it first. But those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They mount with their wings like eagles. They shall run and not become weary. They shall walk and not become faint. And it's just kind of about how, obviously, you got to keep trusting the Lord, waiting on the Lord. And waiting on the Lord is like a prominent thing in the Bible. Like, keep trusting him. And it's just amazing that if you wait on him, he will strengthen you. And this has really been important to me, like this year, but also always, because it's always been a struggle for me because I'm impatient and I just want the answer now. Yeah. But obviously, with coronavirus and everything else, just waiting on him should be really important to you and valuing it.
Yeah, you said that even at the beginning. You were like, my faith kind of crashed at first at the beginning of the pandemic, and it's sort of, you know, and God was there in the waiting, and he sort of picked me up out of that. Yeah.
I'm sorry, do you want to go?
No, go ahead.
Okay. My verse would probably be Matthew 11:28 through 29. I'm going to try to remember it. Come to me, all who are carrying heavy loads, and I will give you rest. Mm-hmm. And that's really big for me, because I've been starting to pray more and starting to read my Bible more, and, you know, just giving God all my mental, you know, instability and all my mental health issues, and just giving it to God has really been a big thing for me this year.
That's huge, Caroline. That's huge. Nate, you got something?
Yeah, I hate to say I don't remember exactly what verse it is. It's just, it always slips for me, but one I always think of is this too shall pass, because that's just something you can always apply to your life no matter what. I mean, especially this year, just as we go into each season and as things happen, you can always remember that this too shall pass, and God is always with you, and he's always right beside you, even when it may not feel like it at all.
Well, there is truth in that everything that we go through is only temporary, because we know what the end of the story is. You know, we know that at the end of, even if we have to go through our whole life of pain and suffering, right? At the end of it, if we're faithful, he is faithful. So that's awesome. So what's something, and it may be something to do, and Caroline just kind of really started on this. What's something that specific that God has taught you in this season? You know, we're ending up the year, and so it's a really great time to reflect. And so maybe for all of us, we can sit back and say, man, what has God taught me over the past from January to now? Caroline, you were talking about like laying your burdens down. Like that's a hard thing to start to do, you know? It's kind of like, you know, they talk about unforgiveness being like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. But the same thing can be true of our burdens. Like, I hate all of these things, but I'm going to hold on to them, you know? So that was an awesome start to this. Is there's something you want to add to that, or something you guys have that God has really taught you over 2020?
Yeah. Something that I really have been able to focus on this year is just how I should help others, and like even in real life or in their faith, or real life meaning like school life and things like that. But you just always have to look past the first picture you get. Like there's always a reason behind it. They can have things going on in their personal life, or you just never know what's going on with someone. And so helping them, it's really easy to find like scripture and lesson plans. Like one good thing 2020 has given us, there's a lot of recordings of messages and of things this year, and so that's something you can always find to help people through things in their life, is messages and scripture, because it's applicable to everything that's going on in your life. So that's something that 2020 has definitely taught me.
I think for me, what I learned is that you're not going to have answers to all the questions. So like, well, God has answers, but I'm not going to have the answers. So like, just when I'm thinking about why is this happening? Why did this happen? Why is everything going the way it is? It's easier for me to think about what is the answer? What is the answer? But God is kind of helping me realize, oh, you're not going to have all the answers, but I do. And you're just going to have to trust that I know the plan before you do.
Also piggybacking off what I said earlier, I was like giving my stuff to God also, but He has also taught me that, you know, it's okay not to be okay all the time. Like, you're going to be broken sometime. And I'm a broken mess. Like, God made this broken mess. And somehow, some way, He's going to use me and make it glorify Him. So
That's such a good word. So, all right. So have you seen any specific prayers answered during 2020? Like, I know we always think of the negative, and sometimes the answer to a prayer that we've been praying is like no, and so we think of that negatively, but God has a plan. We've already said that. Have you seen God answer some specific prayers in 2020 that you want to share?
I think for me, it will just be a lot of back to the questions. It's like, give me a sign, like, give me a sign that this is going to get better. And I've always this is kind of dumb, but I'll look at the sky, and whenever the clouds are the thin little clouds, I always feel like that's God talking to me, and I have no idea why, but every time I see them, it makes me happy. And there was a week that I was just really struggling, and every single day had the thin little white clouds and the blue skies, and I was just like, it's gonna be okay.
Some science person right now is going to be commenting, those thin white clouds have a name, Kara.
I know.
So what are you praying for moving into 2021? What's God, I'm praying that you will do this in my life for this next year.
I mean, my life specifically, I'm not sure, honestly. I just hope everything is
prayer for 2021. It doesn't
for
have
the
to be in you specifically.
Yeah, for the world, for everything to calm down, obviously, with everything that's been happening these last few months of 2020. The first few, we didn't think it could get any worse, but it just has gotten worse. So there has to be a plan, and I trust that God has a plan. So I just pray that plan will come into effect soon, and we won't have to suffer much longer, and that peace will come into the world.
Definitely.
So, you guys, what do you think the new normal looks like in 2021? What's changed that you think is going to stay changed, and how do we deal with it?
I think for one, just in the least spiritual aspect, is just people are going to be cleaner. People are going to use more hand sanitizer.
I know some people that I was that's a good thing for them, that they're going to be cleaner.
People are definitely going to wear masks a lot more. A lot more. That's going to become normal. I mean, that's going to become a fashion. It already is a fashion thing. But it's going to become so normalized. They're going to have so many new inventions for masks and stuff. I mean, I just think that's something that's going to be normalized in 2020 for sure. Yeah. Or 2021.
Uh-huh. I think also I don't even know what I was going to say, but I think people, hopefully, that they'll learn from oh, since we were so isolated, once everything gets better and cases go down and it starts to look like there's vaccine and hope, that people come together again and that they don't isolate themselves. And I hope that's literally the opposite of what you said, the question you asked, but what I hope doesn't stay is the isolation and the loneliness.
But that was a normal for 2020, and let's hope we break through that, you know? That's our, as a pastor, we're praying that, man, we just want to gather, because how much better is it when we're together? Like, I know a lot of us are like in our house and we feel safe, but like when we finally step into church again for the first time, it's like, oh, I was missing this. I didn't even know it, you know? Caroline, you want to add anything to that, or you're just like, yeah, you guys?
Yeah, you guys. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty much the same thing as they said, so.
Yeah. Well, let me ask this, and this will be sort of our closing statements, right? You guys are what we call influencers. So just talking to everyone else, if you don't know what our influencer program is, this is our leadership for high school students. And we call it influencer because we all have a platform. Now, you might not think you have a platform, and you might not have the greatest platform where you have thousands of people listening to you, but you probably have one or two people that really think you are something else. And so you have influence. What are you doing with that influence? How are you leading yourself well? How are you leading others well? How are you making a difference? And so that's what these guys and the ones you saw playing the game and everything else, that's what we're all about. And so if you want to be a part of that program, contact us and we'll get you plugged in. But as influencers, right, as the leadership team of CPC students and Crosspoint Church and everything else, you have this new platform where you're on social media now and you're able to talk to everyone who's going to tune into this. What would be the most important thing that you would want to say to someone right now?
I would say trust God's plan.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wait on the Lord. That's the verse I said. That's everything. Just wait. Trust.
This too shall pass again. Sorry, just writing off what y'all said. But I mean, you just have to keep your faith. When things start to look better, they might get worse. When they start to look worse, they might get better. We don't know. We just have to trust God's plan. So, I mean, that's just one thing that is for sure constant is God.
Yeah, definitely.
That's great. You guys have been awesome. Thank you guys for sitting on this. You know, we're trying to keep it a little bit social distance here with the space between. But thank you guys for being here and just being a voice for your generation. And everything that you're doing outside of the church, just in your communities, in your schools, all that you're doing, you guys are really leaders. And so I'm proud of all of you. And again, we thank you for tuning in. Give these guys a shout out. They probably all have social media handles. You want to tell them what your social media? No. Hit them all. You can find them all on Instagram, all that kind of stuff. So go find them. Go give them a like. And so. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time.
I really enjoyed that, Nate. I got a lot out of what you guys said. Thank you. If you aren't familiar with Influencer or you want to develop as a leader, contact us and we can get you plugged in.
I think Pastor Joseph has one last word for everybody. So we'll say goodbye for now, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you guys so much for being here with us for Midweek Online. We wish we could have gathered in person, but unfortunately, just right now we couldn't have. So we can't wait to see you face to face again starting in 2021. But man, this was awesome gathering together like this for this virtual worship experience. Thank you to Pastor Shannon for lending his voice. And thank you to all of our influencers for everything that they did to put this service together. So make sure you share this with everybody you know. Follow us on all of our social media. It's all in the description below. You can find us. Contact us if you want to be a part of our influencer program. Be a part of it. Contact us. Let me know. But most of all, we mentioned it several times. 2020 has been rough. And we've all felt a little isolated. And depression and anxiety has been like through the roof, and we just feel separated from God at times. If you're feeling that way, if you're feeling isolated, if you're feeling out of control spiritually, contact us. Let us walk with you through that faith journey. We're all in this together, and we would love to be a part of your faith journey as well. So contact us. All the links are in the description below. We are so thankful for you being here with us. We will see you next time.
bounce.